Feeling the pinch already? Or are you about to be a bit better off? Today, a raft of tax changes came into effect and Labour immediately went on the attack, dubbing it Worse Off Wednesday. They claimed that women and families with children would suffer particularly badly, but not surprisingly, the government didn't agree. They said millions of people would start paying less income tax from today.
If you look at the combination of the tax changes coming in today with the VAT rise, which is already hitting families this year, everybody's losing, and the poorest families and families on the middle incomes are suffering really, really badly. The other thing is, when you look at the detail today, it's women losing more than men, families with children hit harder.
Today, people will be seeing a cut coming through in income tax. We're increasing the personal income tax allowance. We're making changes too in benefits and tax credits. But the overall effect is that 80% of people on average will actually be better off as a result of the decisions coming through today.
Who's right then? Our economics editor Faisal Islam has been examining the competing claims. Faisal.
John, the new tax year has thrown up a bewildering series of changes to tax and benefits. Who wins and who loses, well, that depends entirely on personal circumstances. The political argument, anything but balanced. There are two small tax cuts for middle and low earners. On income tax, your personal allowance, the amount you can earn before you pay any income tax, goes up from just under £6,500 to just under £7,500. A big increase above inflation. This does mean that 500,000 people on low incomes will be lifted out of this tax. And if you earn more than this, you save about £200 a year. However, the point where you start paying the 40p tax rate is also changing, falling from just under £44,000 to around £42,500. And so if you're on a salary above this level, you pay an extra £280 a year. Everyone above this income level is left a little worse off. But national insurance contributions are changing as well through a policy inherited from Labour. Again, the point at which you start to pay goes up from about £5,700 to just over £7,200. This saves everyone £166 a year. But again, above this point, the national insurance rate has gone up from 11% to 12%. So balance off the cut and the rise and you break even at a salary of £24,000 a year. Above this, and you'll be paying more in NI, and there'll be an even higher rate for earnings above £43,000. Of course, this all ignores the rise in VAT to 20%, which came in at the start of the year. It's estimated that that cost each household just over £300, which wipes out any gain from the increase in personal allowances. It's only by ignoring this tax rise that the government can claim 80% of families are, on average, better off. And don't forget tax credits either. Changes today may prove very costly for specific types of family. Take one example, claiming for childcare through the working tax credit. There's been a cut of £30 a week in the maximum amount you can claim. Add that up and it could cost some families £1,500 a year. So while the tax changes overall are meant to shield middle and low income families, some of them will be hit very hard. Even those that gain a little today will see that that's more than outweighed by their shrinking post-inflation pay. Today we had more evidence of a stagnating economy, bad numbers from industry as well as the high street. So while Labour wasn't right to say that today was definitively Worse Off Wednesday, it does seem a rather risky moment for the government to be claiming it is making people better off too. John.
Faisal Islam.